Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. Today I want to talk to you about free leads. Yes, you heard that right. Free leads. In 2022, you do not need to spend money on leads anymore. Stick around, you're going to want to see this one. Okay, I'm sure you're interested in learning how you can get free leads, okay? But before you do that, let's analyze what's out there in the current marketplace and why you don't want to go down that road anymore, okay? So, a good place to start is buying leads. Now, far too many people in loan brokering are borrowing leads, okay? Or buying leads, excuse me. And the problem with that is that it's very high contention data, meaning the lead list you are buying is being sold to a lot of other brokers. And if you're all calling those leads, there's endless solicitation to that business owner, that investor, whoever it is. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to hear from you. You sound like everybody else. They just want to hang up the phone. They want to report you for calling and soliciting to them. The last thing they want to do is hear you out. That's just the reality of the situation. And you have to understand where these leads actually come from. You see, lead lists are originally applicants for funding in the past. It's age data. Someone who's applied for funding 30 days ago, 60 days, 90 days, 2 years ago, whatever it may be. Think of how many times that person has been reached out to. Think of the loans that person has taken. If they're borrowing high interest short term loans like cash advances, it's likely because of how unattractive those products are and how bad they really are for cash flow that person's likely defaulted on a loan, which means they can't even get approved for a loan, right? So that's what you get when you buy leads. You have to understand that it's old, aged, competitive data. You're not exclusivity is absolutely not there, whether they call them exclusive leads or not. Okay. With that being said, you can also dial for dollars, right? So buying those leads means long lead lists, means cold calling all day. And again, nobody wants to be cold called. These businesses are getting contacted constantly. They do not want to hear from yet another solicitor trying to offer them quote unquote working capital. It doesn't work anymore. They don't want to deal with it anymore. And if you find one, you find them, you got very lucky. Okay? And then there's paid advertising, right? And all the various platforms that you can do that. The problem with paid advertising is the market has just boomed out of control. Everybody's running an ad these days. All the ads virtually look the same. You have companies like Ad Outreach, Traffic and Funnels, who are sharing, their model for how you want to run an ad, and everybody's just looks the same, sounds the same. It's expensive. If you go the Facebook route, it's very expensive. If you go the YouTube route, sure, you have the skip now button. It's, they have to watch the ad for 30 seconds or you don't have to pay, but it's still expensive. Out of all those ads that run, out of all the viewers, how many of them are going to schedule a call? How many of them are going to pay, whatever it is? How many of them are, in this case, going to borrow money, right? It's just, it ends up being a hole in your pocket, okay? Especially when everybody else is doing it, okay? Creating posts online. It may seem like a good idea to create a post and find some interested parties, right? Just throw a for sale flag out there, and the interested people can drop their email or their contact information or say that they're interested in the comments. All you're doing is giving your leads away to people for free. You're just literally saying to other brokers, "Hey, I'm a broker. Here's a place where interested parties that want to borrow money are going to come to say that they need money," and then they're going to reply and comment or whatever, and then your exclusive leads that you did the work to get are now going to be contacted by 50 other brokers. Posting is not a good idea. Posting is for branding, to let people know that you're an expert in the field, right? So that they can see, okay, this is who I'm dealing with, who I'm talking to. The call to action should not be in the post. There's SEO, right, and pay per click and Google rankings and all that, which is not really popular anymore. not something you want to focus on. There's a ton of brokers out there who are pushing products and lenders and whatever else. You're not going to come up at the top of the rankings, and running an ad isn't going to get it done either. It's just going to be a hole in your pocket. Don't go that direction. And then there's the live transfer leads. Now, these are the magic leads, apparently, right? You have some company from the Middle East that's going to essentially cold call all day for you, find an interested party that wants money, right? And then they're going to put that person on hold, call you up, and transfer the lead over to you. And now you have somebody who does want money, who qualifies, blah, blah, blah. And it sounds great. You could pay anywhere from $20 to $40 per lead for leads like that. Do not do it. Okay. The person on the phone with them does not speak English well, did not qualify them, doesn't have a clue as to whether or not they're actually going to be able to get funded. It's likely you're going to end up on the phone with somebody who's angry, who's been called 15 times by that lead generation company, that does not want to talk to you at all. And again, it comes down to qualified data. You have to understand how to qualify your leads. Just because somebody says, I want money, doesn't make them qualify. Just because they say, I'm grossing $100,000 a month and I want to borrow $50,000 doesn't mean that they can afford it. It's just not that simple. As much as you'd like to believe it is, or somebody convinced you it was, it's not. So what I'm trying to explain to you here is these methods, they don't work. They don't work. If they do work, you got lucky. You know, and it's likely it's going to be far and few in between the next one. So, where do you get the leads? Well, if you do it right, it really is like shooting fish in a barrel, okay? You have to understand how to organically grow your leads. Instead of cold calling and just reaching out to general business owners and seeing whether or not they're looking for funding, wouldn't you rather go to a place where these people are already congregating and they're in the market for the products you're offering? And then when you're there, understanding how to properly engage and wring out that damn cloth for every drop that it's worth. You see, you can do all of that for free. It's just an understanding of how to navigate social media, how to find people and connect with people warmly. So by the time you end up on the phone with these people, they want to talk to you, right? And then there's also email marketing. Now, when somebody says, shoot me an email, or you just outright find somebody and you know, somebody's contact information, you do an email blast or whatever, email deliverability is, and just email regulation in general, is extremely stringent right now. It's getting more and more and more. Okay? And so you have got to understand the correct platforms to utilize in order to automate the process, but also the correct platforms in order to ensure deliverability. Then there's volume, how many people you can actually reach out to. There also comes down to your domain. Where are you emailing from? Is it secure? There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle here that you need to understand in order to be able to navigate social media, be able to understand how to connect with people via email, and how to make these things efficient, automated, and actually work. Okay? Because it's just not as simple as you may think it is. Now, it's not that it's rocket science. Anybody can do it. You just have to understand the right way to go about it and to create a system for yourself where you have an endless amount of leads for free that are exclusive to you because you're the one that generated it. It is not overly time consuming. It is not hard to work out. Once you've got it figured out, it's just an easy routine. You get results very, very quickly. We call it the multi-platform approach. Okay? Now you can learn that here at ION. You can learn exactly how we go about training our students how to generate their lead flow. You see, the people here that you're seeing, these people are all generating their leads for free online. They're not buying leads. They're not running paid advertising. They're not doing any of that. Okay? The reality is these people are using organic methods to generate lead flow. Okay? They have full funnels. And the reality is You do not need to pay for leads anymore in 2022. You don't. You don't. Your business can be extremely cost effective and a low cost operation because you're not paying for leads. As opposed to companies in the past paying for leads, it was the biggest cost by far, was paying for leads every month or whatever it is. You don't need to do it. If you want to learn how to do it, well, we're not going to give that away in this video, but you can schedule a call. You can see the link below in our description. Schedule a call. You can visit ioncapitalsolutions.com/broker-university, or you could just go to ioncapitalsolutions.com. Very straightforward kind of thing, and you'll see our Broker University link at the top. But with that being said, yeah, free leads, they're out there for you. If you know where to go, you use your fish finder. It very much is like shooting fish in a barrel. You'll never have a shortage of leads. You'll never spend a dime. And I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks so much.